We're joined now by Coach Sheppard, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for the Indiana State Sycamores. Let's talk about Zach Kline, a really big get for you guys as a transfer.
Yeah, so Zach, when we started recruiting Zach, first of all, initially I used to coach at UCLA, and initially we saw Zach at a young age, early on, freshman year, throwing a little bit, and just because of his reputation in California, he's kind of a guy that you know about a little bit. And so being from California and having friends there, we were able to track him a little bit. But then, so as Coach Sanford I know talked about, Zach's a guy that went the opposite Aaron Rodgers deal. So he went from Cal to Butte and then to Indiana State as opposed to the other way around. Zach, highly recruited guy out of high school, just a lot of ability. He's pretty much the guy you want to recruit. Early on, our evaluations of him, I mean, he is very, very, very accurate. He's an accurate guy. He moves around. He's not necessarily a straight-ahead runner, but he's elusive and he's very athletic, and that's something we look for. He's got all the velocity to make all the throws, the deep throws, the intermediate throws. He's got a quick release, so he gets the ball out quick, and the big thing is he's decisive. You see him making decisions, and that's the thing QB-wise. Are they going through progressions? Are they just looking at one guy and running? He actually sets the protection. He'll change the protection. He knows where to go. He gets to his third progression if need be. He doesn't force the ball, which is huge at a young age. And so his development is something, plus seeing a guy play at the college level. We knew some coaches at Cal. They highly recommended him, and just thought, he was a great player. The guys at Butte we knew real well. Coach Sanford had a good relationship with. And so, yeah, recruiting him's been great. I mean, he's got the football IQ. He's actually very athletic. He does jiu-jitsu. And he's also a power lifter, and so which you don't see out of a quarterback a ton. So, and he's not a huge guy. I mean, he's 6'2", 215, but he's well built and kind of wiry. I like it.
Absolutely. Now, leadership-wise, how does he do?
Leadership-wise, he's awesome. I mean, he's a guy, like we talked about before, he's a guy that raises the bar, raises the level of play from everybody else on the team. I think Zach comes in and just his demeanor. He's got the demeanor that he comes in and kind of commands respect a little bit because he kind of, to me, embodies servant leadership. He does his job in a way that allows others to do their job better and easier. And he's a guy that's a team player. He's for the cause, anything you need. And that isn't him in the recruiting process and the honeymoon period with the coaches. That's him with the players. That's him from other places we've been, other places we've heard him, how he is and all that kind of stuff. But leadership-wise, I mean, he's awesome on the field. He's great with just his mannerisms, body language, stuff like that. He's great in the weight room. He loves class. I mean, he was 6 hours away from graduating, 4 classes away from graduating at Cal. So, I mean, when he left there, he was a guy that he was doing all the right things, and it just ended up not being his job. And so he left, and he gets another shot here, but he fits in perfect. And leadership-wise, I think he raised the level of play. I think he gets on the field, makes everybody better. So we're looking forward to that.
And right now you kind of have a vacancy at quarterback with your star Mike Parrish leaving. Where do you kind of see Zach fitting in?
We see Zach fitting in. I mean, really our quarterback situation with Mike leaving, who is, obviously the guy. We have, we got Matt Adam, we got Trent Lancaster, we got Isaac Harker. We got some guys that are there that do a really good job. Matt does a really good job last year. But the biggest thing is, competition breeds success. So bringing Zach in to compete, which he's a competitor. He loves competition. I mean, we have Matt drills this morning, and he's battling, Matt's battling, Isaac's battling. We try to bring the right kind of guy in at quarterback, and he's definitely that kind of guy. And the good thing is it's wide open, and guys are going to get shots to win the job. Guys are going to get shots to compete, but it's an all-the-time thing at the quarterback room. One thing we say in the quarterback room is the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So the way these guys are off the field usually translates to on the field. And these are guys that they're not missing class. They're getting to weights early, getting things done, finishing sets, affecting others. And the biggest thing about Zach is he's one of the guys. He's a dude. He's a guys that linemen like, running backs. I mean, the guys on the team like him. He's kind of like one of their guys, and he's kind of goofy. And but leadership-wise, I mean, just about him. I mean, he's a believer. He's a Christian guy. He's a guy that he puts his faith first, as I do. He's not perfect, doesn't pretend to be, but all of his goals are out there. His priorities are in the right place, and he affects his team really well. So we got good guys in the quarterback room, and spring ball is going to determine a lot as far as who the guy is going into summer, going into fall. But it's going to be open, and somebody's going to go get it. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, that will be an exciting thing to keep eyes on. Now, how does he fit in with your offensive scheme?
I think he's ideal. I mean, all the way around, high football IQ, like we said. He knows variations in defense and fronts and coverage. And we're not just, when he's out there, we felt like we needed a guy that we're not just running plays. He's a guy that knows why we're running this play, that play, knows the down and distance, the situation, and has the right demeanor and can affect the pace of the game with his mannerisms and understands all that. So as far as the offense, he can make all the downfield throws. He's great with play action, and he's a movement guy. We'll be able to move with him a little bit, things like that. So very excited about that he kind of fits in perfectly. So, and you know how it is. You try to recruit to the offense, you try to recruit to what you want to do offensively, and we couldn't have done better. I mean, we've been recruiting him for so long that we had such a great relationship. You know, I mean, his grandfather's a former coach, and he actually, his grandfather and his grandmother drove him 36 hours out here, and then they flew back, which is smart by them. But so he's the kind of guy that fits in perfectly. It's exactly what we do. So he's going to flourish in the offense if he ends up being the guy.
Do you have any more fun stories about Zach for us?
Zach. Zach. I called Zach right before Christmas, asked what he was doing, and he is the second quarterback that I heard for Christmas is going to be going to the Rose Bowl. So, yeah, I don't know. So Brock and Zach, those guys caught up out at the Rose Bowl, and you know, they were both out there. Zach was out there. He drove down with his grandparents, and that was kind of his gift for Christmas too. But really, Zach's awesome. I mean, he's you know, he's a driven guy. Like I said, some of the fun stories is he's a power lifter. He's into jiu-jitsu, but really when he got here, just the easygoing nature. Sometimes the right demeanor just sets people at ease, and it kind of motivates people. I feel like he's got the demeanor, he's got the work ethic, he's got the tenacity and the competitive drive to really be the guy. And so he's going to affect a lot of people. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen in the spring because he's already impressed a lot of people on campus so far, and I don't see any reason it would stop. I just expect him to get better and better.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing what he does for you guys next year.